Senator Hawley, thanks so much for joining us. I know you've just come out of the Senate chamber. So we're seeing reports today, and I know it's the other side of the aisle, but I'd be interested in your perspective, that there are a number of Democrats, Joe Manchin of West Virginia, Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona, among them, who are considering a vote to acquit. Do you think that's true, A? And B, if it is, what does it tell us?
Well, I think it's very possible, Tucker, and I think what it tells you is they just don't have a case. I mean, I think we're really watching here with the questioning tonight, the Democrats' case just fall apart. I just came from the floor. We're in recess here, and Adam Schiff just said on the floor that this case is all about bribery. It's about extortion. That's what's going on here. But the House didn't charge bribery or extortion. They didn't allege any of that in their articles of impeachment. I mean, it leaves you wondering, like, why are we here exactly? Yes. They don't even know. And so I think the Democrats are sensing that, and I wouldn't be surprised if we picked up some votes.
So you're a sitting United States Senator who just spent all day at the impeachment trial. And if you're asking the big questions like, why are we here? That's deeply revealing. Let me ask you, and this is hypothetical, but if it turns out the Democrats don't hold the line, some vote to acquit, what will they say at that point, I wonder, as a party?
Well, I think they're going to just have to admit that, listen, that this was ill-advised from the beginning. What it really has been is a partisan attempt to overturn an election. I mean, that's what this really comes down to. They don't like the president. They've never liked the president. They wanted to impeach him from day one. They were hell-bent on doing it. And now, oops, they accidentally did it, and they can't prove a case because there isn't a case, and they're putting the whole country through this, Tucker, and that's why it's time to bring this to an end. Let's vote. We've heard the evidence. They don't have a case. Let's vote.
So I know there's been some wrangling over whether we're going to have witnesses, and that, whether you're interested in that or not is another question. But big picture, are you sensing there are any Republicans as of tonight who might vote to convict?
Well, I never can speak for anybody else other than myself, but I will just say that my sense of the Republican conference is that people are ready to vote. We have heard the evidence. We've admitted all of the House's evidence into the record. That included testimony from 17 witnesses. All of that is before us. Yes. So I just, on this record, Tucker, to be honest with you, I have a hard time imagining that somebody would vote to convict, that a Republican would vote to convict. The evidence just isn't there, and I haven't heard anybody say they think it is, but we'll see.
It's such a good point, and it's not as if there are a lot of United States senators with long-standing relationships with the president. I mean, presumably, if there was evidence that was overwhelming that a crime was committed, you would see a loss of some Republicans, wouldn't you?
Oh, I think, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that, look, there's a lot, let's be honest here. There's a lot of senators on the Republican side who don't like the president.
That's right.
So they would be happy to vote against him, really, some of them, if they could find grounds to. But they just can't find any grounds to because there aren't any. And the longer the House managers talk, the more obvious that becomes.
I think that's right. Thank you for your honesty, Senator, and thanks for joining us in the middle of this chaos. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.